Hello and welcome here again to Realize to Actualize, where the best things in life really aren't things. And that's an idea I developed after I moved back to Germany. I've lived in America for a long time and developed there the idea of Realize to Actualize. How out of our thoughts, what we realize, we actualize. It is about our philosophy, to become aware of what is really my philosophy. Because out of that philosophy, out of my views, my inner realizations, I create my own reality. And so we can recreate a new world as we change, as we modify our inner realizations. Become aware of what it is we realize. And many times also these realizations are, well, pretty destructive. They're the result of experiences. Of course, out of those experiences we learned. And many times experiences leave us with a negative feeling, negative emotions, a negative worldview. People in the past who told us negative things about ourselves, we eventually tend to believe that, especially when we're told these things as children, and we go through the world carrying these realizations around with us, not really knowing that out of those realizations we create our own world. So if we change our realizations, if we first of all become aware of what it is we realize, we can recreate our world. We can recreate ourselves. We can change ourselves. That's really where it begins, change from within. But the idea about kein Ding, which really is German for no thing actually. The best things in life aren't things. You can see that on the website of keinding.com. But that's the idea that also we are in this world, we are so thing-oriented. Everything has become a thing. For example, love is a thing outside of us. We try to find that. God, we find that outside of us, and then we are attached to this ideology of God, which is the reason also for why people then argue and fight with each other. Because we hold on to these things. Also freedom, we think that's a thing outside of us. Peace, we look for that. But actually all of these are qualities to be developed from within ourselves. And that's the idea behind kein Ding. The best things in life aren't things. Kein Ding also in German is an expression people use when they say don't worry about it, no problem, kein Ding, everything is fine. Many times we make an issue out of the thing of another person, their belief system, their reasoning, something we don't like about them, something we don't agree with. We compare that thing of another person to our own thing. We look at it from our perspective. But that's our thing, becomes our view. And so it's really important, I think, to be first of all aware of that in order to then open ourselves up to the things which really aren't things, meaning the reality of other people, really getting to know them, so which we can get to know ourselves. And that's really no thing, that's really kein Ding. It is that movement towards creating a better world that begins from within ourselves as we learn to be less attached to my thing, my beliefs, my opinions, and defending them against others. There's always a reason for why we are upset with people, and when something doesn't go our way, we get upset. But to realize actually that everything that happens in life, especially the difficult experiences, are part of our lesson plan. Life is a school. And that's really kein Ding. And that's also Realize to Actualize. It's a school of life where everyone is a teacher and everyone is a student. Always remember, there's a great opportunity. There's always opportunity for you to practice every moment of your life. Especially when things don't go your way, when you're upset over something that is different from how you want it, from people who give you a hard time, who are triggering you. Instead of just reacting without thinking, to become aware of how you're being triggered. And to understand that, well, real freedom, which is really also no thing, real freedom is to recognize that there's a difference between what happens to you and your response to what happens to you. It's really kein Ding when you realize that we're all basically in the same boat. We're all human beings. We're all created in the image of God. We're all children of God. We basically all want the same thing, but we are just separate from one another. It really begins as we become aware. Awareness, consciousness, which is also one of those things in life which isn't really a thing, but we all have that. We all are conscious. We all have developed our sense of awareness of who we are as a result of what we have learned. The attachment to that, or the identifying with my views and what I want. That attachment really keeps us from really learning the lessons that life brings to us every moment of our life. To really learn from and with other people, because we're so attached. We identify ourselves with those things, but we are not a thing. That's really that idea also that is represented by this tree, this beautiful tree, how it symbolizes that, because this tree looks like a dancer. And it is really this which is our nature. And that's also the sentiment that John Stuart Mill expressed, which I think goes also very well together with that. And that's the idea that we human beings are not machines. Even though we are conditioned to function like machines. It's like a program we all are part of, the matrix, where everybody has a function to fulfill. There's a place for everyone. And everything works in this system, in this machine. But we're not machines. Because we are like a tree, and we need to grow and develop according to the inward forces which make us a living thing. To create a new world, it begins there. And it's not about changing things outside of us, it's not about a revolution, but it is about a waking up, to realize our true powers, to realize our essence, to realize our nature, our true nature, which isn't a thing. And it's time to come together and to move beyond our superficial differences. How do you believe that? And that's what I'm trying to encourage you here in this channel with these videos, with realize2actualize and also kinding.com. Take a look at that. Thanks for watching and keep it real.